By evaluating creativity, we consider three things: the quality of the creative personality, the creative process, and the quality of the creative product. Creative personality shines through bravery, risk, freedom of choice, independent opinions, confidence, and tolerance towards the unknown. For either of the criteria, we can ask our children, where did you take the risk? What did you dare to do? What did you choose? By asking, what did you choose? In a creative work, in this kind of work, a person makes many choices. It would seem that there isn't much to choose from, but the child had to choose a motive, format, color, size of every detail, and where to put it. There are many choices. And if we ask, what did you choose? The child thinks, okay, so it is important, so that I choose. And he pays attention to his own choices, and when he made those choices. A creative person is sure of what he is doing and accepts his own ideas. We ask, what were you sure of? And the child says, I was sure that the sky will be blue. This is my ability to create contrasts. I knew the sky will be blue. I knew I want to paint this house. Then we ask, what were you not sure about? And he says, I was doubtful whether I should paint the house with the yellow crayon. All those expressions describe the creative process, which is very rich and very varied. We ask the child, what were you proud of? The kid concludes that he can be proud of something. Maybe he is not proud of the whole work in general. Maybe he is proud of a single detail. What was complicated? What made you think? What were you afraid of? What obstacles did you overcome? And the child has to think again. What was I unsure? What did I solve? In every creative process, there are moments when a person leaves their comfort zone and does something unpredictable, and with no clear knowledge of what the end result will be. This moment helps you grow as a creative person. Maybe this is a small part of all the creative process, but you can see it during evaluation, and the creativity gets stronger. So when we evaluate the creative process, we ask different questions. Creative process goes hand in hand with the relaxing, opening up, the flow of the imagination, calmness, concentration with a sense of freedom, elasticity. During the creative process, questions and discoveries arise, and so we must ask the child what came up on its own. What new ideas did you make? We ask, what did you do for the first time? What did you do differently than before? We don't ask, did you do anything differently? We ask, what did you do differently? And the person is required to name certain things, look for ways to express himself, find words to describe his creative activity. Signs that the creative process exists are surprise, wonder, and revelation. We ask the child, what surprised you? What made you wonder? What ideas did you have? We ask him, when did you feel free while creating this? Which part made you feel relaxed and happy? Which part were you afraid to paint, unsure of it? If you ask this to the child, he will respond. He knows which moments were easy and which were not, which made him tense. The third element we consider when evaluating creativity is the creative product. The English use of this term to describe the end product, the things that you can touch and see. For now it's painting, but it can also be a solution to a problem. a new structure, new knowledge, new type of communication, new relationship. Creative product is something objectively seen and touchable, the end of the creative activity. The product is creative if it's original. It has to be innovative, something not seen before. Creative product also needs to have a meaning. A meaningless chaos does not count as a creative product. It has to have a meaning and to be appropriate to that situation. And in order for it to be a realistic and useful solution, it has to be professionally made. When the question about values arises, we have to look at this. What is unusual in my work? How original is it? How unusual? As a teacher, I can look at it and see that there are unusual things in this of the skin of the fish. Especially if a kid came up with that. I see that the unusual thing here is a starfish. Usually kids draw seaweed. But now the kid has to say what he thinks is unusual. In order to do so, you can either compare it to other works, or the child has to think of his discoveries and the newfound ideas. So what is the original and unusual in your work? That's the one question. The other is what is important in your work. Why did you choose this blue shade? Why did you choose this skin for the fish? By answering, the child is naming his values and what is important for him. Is it important that the fish really looks interesting? Or maybe it is important to realistically show how the fish looks like, so that everyone knows it is a fish. Or maybe he just didn't have different colors, and he just found a way out by using the color he had. By finding these things out, we find out that what is important. Does he value the ability to show how the fish looks? Or it is more important to play and have fun, thinking how he just liked to work with his fingers? Or maybe it is important to find a way out of the situation and to think of the way to make the work more interesting. The value of a product can also be established by questions like, what is this? What did you create? The kid will say, this is a painting. It is a story about the life below water, the story of a fish. So we ask, what is this? What did you create? Why did you choose these specific parts for this work? What did you want to achieve? What were your goals? And then there's the question about professionalism, about his abilities. So we must ask your child, what can you do? What did you have to know to create this? What did you learn while doing this? Something you didn't know at the beginning, but now you do. What did you succeed with? By asking these questions, we make the child rethink his creative process and make it real. So, what is the teacher's part of all this? Many things happen during creative process. We look through the window and say, the child is drawing a fish. And it is not wrong. But the teacher knows that while the kid is drawing a fish, many things happen during the creative process. Teacher knows that the structure of the creative activity and know the words to describe it. The teacher's task is to offer the child the words and terms to help him describe his creative work. These terms and structures is the teacher's arsenal. The teacher knows that in order to create this, the kid had to remember, imagine, look around, choose, compare, select, try one color, another one. Think how the composition is going to look like, how different patterns will look, and structures to think about, what objects and things will look good. What to put in the black spaces, and many other things the child thought of. The child can draw this without even knowing what happens in his mind, but the teacher helps him to realize and describe these things, and therefore establish that there are things which are important and valuable. The more teacher offers the ways to describe creative activity, the more the child knows that. Okay, I now know how to choose. I have something to be proud of. There are things that I am good at. I was wondering about the idea, I learned something new, and I realized something new. What I did was important. And all these things help the child become more confident and believe he can create good things and keep on learning.